As a child, I was raised in a Christian environment by my father and mother, along with my two siblings. My mother, as it seemed, was taken right out of the storybooks, the perfect mother. My father was a good, hardworking man, but he also had a dark side, enhanced by a drug and drinking problem. Abuse was not an uncommon event in our household for the first 12 years of childhood. Living in constant fear, I developed certain insecurities. Helplessness, guilt, inadequacy are a few that come to mind. Was it my fault? Was I a bad son? What could I do to make him proud of me so the abuse would stop? It's amazing what's accepted as normal in the mind of a child. Although I couldn't fully comprehend the seriousness of the situation, throughout my childhood there was one constant belief: that I would be different. I was going to choose better. I've always viewed addiction as a cliche, a pathetic excuse for avoiding problems. Life appeared to take a U-turn when I was 13 and my father sought recovery, finally a situation I could thrive in. Life improved for the entire family. The abuse stopped, the fear faded, but one feeling I could not rid my mind of was my inadequacy. I always felt this pressure to prove myself to him. I worked hard in school, extracurricular activities, and as a son to prove my worth. But I didn't realize till much later that I wasn't trying to prove anything to my father. I was trying to prove it to myself. The pressure was coming from within. Part of me was that little boy filled with insecurities, but the other half was strong and protected that little boy by proving the good I was capable of. Into adulthood, the vision of my future was so clear, so much potential, ready to take the world on. It wasn't long before I had a good job, an amazing girl, and a convertible. Life was blissful. I was on a path that I always knew I was going to travel down. I made the better choices I promised I would make as a child. Or so I thought. I was laid off from my job. This was the start of a downward spiral. At first I tried looking at this trial as a good thing, but month after month of not finding work, the depression started to creep in. All the feelings of inadequacy came crashing back with vengeance. What worked as a teen was no longer applicable in my life. No school, sports, or work to succeed in. I felt inadequate in my relationship as well. Low on money. I couldn't take care or treat her the way I wanted to. I was lost. There was no end in sight. It all seemed too much to deal with. I turned to altering my state of mind through drugs and alcohol to dull the feelings of inadequacy. Well, there was that cliche I always looked down on. And the realization of this put me on a highway of self-pity and self-destructive behaviors. The drugs helped with that too, or so it felt at the time. I was devastated to realize that I was just like my father. I have a dark side of my own. I did just about everything to destroy my relationship because I didn't deserve her, and I knew she could do much better than a piece of shit like me. However, she didn't see the same me that I saw. She saw through the insecurities and pain, and saw me for my true self, even though I gave her every reason not to. No matter how hard it got, she never gave up on me. She researched group meetings, therapy, and stood by my side and supported me every step of the way. She would never take a drop of credit for any of this, always telling me to thank him, which I do every day, for being blessed with my beautiful, loving, supportive wife. This battle is not even close to being over. It's an ongoing fight. I must always be on guard because bits and pieces of my dark side try to sneak in and take control and tear me down. Some battles I win, and some I lose to my dark side, but through hope, I'm able to draw the strength to keep fighting.